Okay. I've never done the solo podcast, but I'm going to do one today. This podcast is brought to you by Latham Real Estate Unlimited. Go check out the awesome work Jeff is doing. Check out his podcast that he was on episode 11. And it was pretty stellar stuff we talked about in there. But he is obviously in the real estate game. He's doing some amazing stuff with buyback programs. I really do enjoy that one. Is that if you're not satisfied with the house that you bought, he will buy it from you, buy it back, or sell it for you for no commission. That's a pretty awesome program he's got going on. There's no buyer's remorse when you go through the Latham team. His phone number is 425-345-4920. 425-345-4920. Today I want to talk a little bit about changing a tire. This morning, it's December. It's December in Seattle is fun. It was frozen this morning. This whole week, you've had to scrape your windshields if you parked outside. This morning, I had a hard corner in the Mukilteo area and totally slid out of control. I mean, luckily there's no cars coming. There's no one around me, but the corner was slick, and my wheels were turned, but my car was not, and we kind of went straight into a very large curb. I'd say it's probably at least 6, 8, not 9 inches tall, maybe closer to a foot tall curb. Like sidewalk curb thing, straight edge. Anyway, the car in front of me must have had bigger tires, the car that did it earlier in the morning, because when I got done and I looked over at the curb, I saw tracks in the yard, in the grass, that was up on above the deal. So I think someone in a truck must have done the same thing right before I did. Anyway, I slammed into that. It scraped up my wheel pretty good. And I got out, I parked, I went in, and I worked my job, did what I have to do inside of the account, and I come back out to check on it again, and it looks like I'm losing a little bit of air pressure. So I start up the car and start driving down the road, and now I'm feeling, as soon as I get to speed, I'm doing 35 miles an hour down the Mukilteo Speedway there, and it is wobbling like I have a flat tire. It is like the whole car is kind of shaking a little bit. It's not a very comfortable ride. So I go to the next store, and I'm thinking, shoot, I got to drive slow today. I can't. I'm too busy. I have too many things to do today. Too many things to do this week to take the time to address this. As long as there's air in it and I'm not driving on a flat, I can go slow between stops and take care of business. That happens for 3 more stops, and eventually I come out of a store to see my rim on the ground, and it had gone completely flat while I was inside of this account. No problem. I got a spare. It's December, and I'm in work clothes, which is, I'm not one to totally be strict on a dress code, but the last few weeks, I've been stronger and stronger on suiting up, as Barney from How I Met Your Mother would say, suit up. So I've been suiting up. I've been wearing not necessarily suits, but I've been in the more formal dress wear compared to what I am typically in. I try and bend the rules a little bit and wear more khaki style or pants, and a lot of times I'm wearing it's a collared shirt, but not necessarily a dress shirt you'd pay a buttload of money for. Anyway, today I'm suited up, and I have to change a tire in these slacks. It's freaking cold. The other thing is the spare tire is in my trunk. My trunk has a mountain of back carts. That's jargon for what I do for a living with wine and spirit world, is those fun little decoration pieces you put on the back of a stack of Jack Daniels or a stack of El Jimador. We have, I literally just loaded up this week with a ton of that stuff to use out in grocery stores and liquor stores. And so it is loaded, and that is all on top of the spare tire and jack compartment. So here I am in this parking lot, all 4 doors open, the back seat folded down. I'm trying to push around as much stuff from the trunk of my car into the cab of my car so that I can get to the spare tire. I find it. I get there. It takes me 20 minutes at least to get to it. I've never used the spare tire in this car. I've never used the jack in this car. It looks like it has neither of those have ever been used. This is a 2005 car, and so we are looking at 17 years, 12 years. Look at my math. 12 years of sitting in that trunk, never being used. Everything was a little rusty. I had to break kind of break everything open to get that scissor jack. Oh, this scissor jack is terrible too. My goodness. It takes forever to get it up high enough to get the flat tire off. And then once you get the flat tire off, you realize you still got to jack it up higher because there's air in the spare tire. Even though it's one of those crappy little donut spare tires, there's air in it, and you got to jack up your car a little bit higher. Anyway, that's it's 32 degrees out, maybe 34. I'm glad that I had work gloves in my car, like garden gloves, those blue rubberized things, the Atlas gloves or whatever. They're like a cloth glove that have been dipped in some sort of blue rubber hose material thing. Anyway, I had a set of those in here, which I'm glad because kept my hands clean and a little bit warm. I have a leather motorcycle jacket that I had in the trunk that I put on and kept my torso warm, but the slacks, and I tried to stay off of the pavement to do this entire job, but there's just too much work and too much bending over. I eventually just had to sit on this greasy, dirty asphalt parking lot. These slacks are probably nasty. I haven't taken them off to look because I got a bunch of more work to do today. I'm not done. I just wanted to take a break to kind of relay this story. So I'm on my hands and knees getting the jack to the right height. I'm forcing on this spare tire. I'm getting the lug nuts and all that jazz on. I mean, I know there's a bunch of people out there that never learned to change a tire. Why bother? We have AAA. I have AAA. I probably should have just called up and had someone do this for me today. Ironically, now that I'm in the parking lot sitting here talking like this, there's a freaking tire store around the corner. Oh man, I should have just had them do it. Oh, what a retard. I hope I don't offend anyone with that, retard. I call myself that all the time when I do something stupid. And it's not that I think retarded people are stupid. I think I act stupid and retarded. Man, I'm just digging a hole. I read an article yesterday about some special ed teacher that was accused of sexual relations with a student. The reason why I read that article is because the headline said there's a special ed teacher accused of having sex with her student. And I had to know. Was she having sex with a special ed student? I mean, that would make a fantastic Lifetime movie. I would watch that. Wouldn't you? I mean, man, Corky gets laid. Becca! Hey! Oh, this is going sideways. That was the gist of my story. This is I'm just going to do like a quick 10-minute, 12-minute podcast and call it good at that, because I feel like I'm digging myself a hole, and without a guest and someone to conversate with, it's not going well. And I'm just had to take my little quick 10-minute break after changing a tire and get my cool on a little bit. Day like this, you need to take a break, relax, find your center, and then move on and forge on. So you guys go out there, have a great day. Enjoy every blessing that you have. Even when you have to change a tire, you got to look at the bright side of life. And I had a fantastic talk with my phone just now. So thank you, and we will talk to you later. Oh, make sure you visit